I stood by Julian's grave for a while, saying nothing. The wind moved lazily through the dry leaves, dragging them across the ground. The night barely seemed to breathe. Clouds crawled across the sky, letting the pale moonlight touch the gravestones for a moment before swallowing it again. I lifted my head and looked around. The cemetery was completely empty. No footsteps, no animals, no distant voices, just me and the dark. When I placed my hand on Julian's headstone, a cold shiver ran down my spine. The soil here smelled stronger, heavier, and it felt colder than the others around it. I tried to tell myself it was only an emotional reaction, nothing more. Then suddenly, I heard something. Faint, almost nothing. A breath, or just the wind shifting. I held my breath and listened, but the sound disappeared instantly. I imagined it, I muttered. Just tired, that's all. 20 seconds passed. Then it happened again. A little clearer this time, still distant, still muffled. A low, strained exhale. Not quite human, but close enough to raise every hair on my body. My eyelids twitched. Fear tightened around my throat, but I forced myself to think rationally. It's definitely the wind, I whispered. It has to be. But it wasn't the wind. I didn't know how I knew. I just did. Still, my mind rejected the thought. I gave myself a weak smile, trying to calm down. My brain always plays tricks on me at night, I said under my breath. Then, right on that 20-second mark, the third sound came, this time clearer, this time unmistakably human. A painful, suppressed moan, the kind someone might make if their throat were being squeezed shut. I took a step back. My heartbeat was so loud I could hear it in my ears. My hands began shaking. This can't be real, I whispered. I didn't hear that. I didn't. I clung to the hallucination theory like it was a lifeline, because the alternative was something I couldn't even allow myself to consider. But the moan faded without echo, and something inside me, some instinct buried deep, finally admitted the truth. The sound wasn't coming from the cemetery, it was coming from Julian's grave. And then, cutting through the cold silence, came a single voice, distant, broken, but unmistakably alive. Help. Me. My mouth went dry. My breath stopped. I staggered backward, but my eyes never left the grave. Somewhere in the back of my mind, old stories I had read years ago suddenly surfaced. People whose pulse had slowed so much they were mistaken for dead. Bodies found with scratch marks on the inside of their coffins. Medical cases where deep comas were confused with death. Muffled moans heard from beneath the soil. They all hit me at once, like cold blades sinking into my thoughts. And in that moment, I understood. Julian might never have been dead. Maybe the one struggling to breathe beneath the earth was him. This wasn't a hallucination. This wasn't the wind. This wasn't the night. This was a real human being crying for help.